Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you how to match paint color perfectly. If you have paint on a wall and you want to match that color with perfection, this is the video for you. Now what you essentially need to do is you essentially need to take a little bit of that paint off of the wall. And then you're going to be bringing it to a paint store, and they have these sophisticated scanners that will scan the color and reproduce pretty much an exact match to that color. Now the question is, how do you get the paint off of the wall? Some people recommend that you go somewhere inconspicuous and you just like chip a piece of paint off. And to be honest with you, that's not going to get you great results, because if you bring that to the paint store, they're not going to be able to get a good scan. What you essentially need is a good sized piece of direct paint from the wall. So you're going to go to your painted wall, and what I did is I just put some paint on just a spare piece of drywall that I had here, just to simulate what would happen in your actual house. So you're going to go to your wall, which is likely going to be drywall, and if you'll notice, on the drywall, you have this middle portion, but on the front, it's just almost like a paper, as you can see right here. And the paint is on the paper part of the drywall. So what you want to do is you want to cut out just a little piece of the paper part of the drywall and peel it off. Now, the size that you need will depend on where you're going, but as a rule of thumb, you can go like a few inches by a few inches, and you just need a very simple square. So you could take a box cutter just like this, a simple utility knife, and you want to cut a square, okay? Now, you don't want to gouge it deeply. You just want to make sure you're cutting through the paper. So I'm going to take this right here, and I'm just going to cut a square like this, okay? Now, I'm doing this with one hand, so please bear with me. But keep in mind, yeah, it's not going to be that straight. Bear with me. Keep in mind that it doesn't have to be deep. You want to just go deep enough so you can actually get the paper off of the drywall. Once you've gone deep enough to get the paper off of the drywall, then you can peel the paper off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that this all connects and that this is deep enough. Like I said, I'm doing it with one hand, so just bear with me. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to essentially use your box cutter. Just go over the lines to make sure you're getting a nice solid cut, as you can see right there. I really should have got my tripod for this, so I could have done this with two hands, but it should still work perfectly fine. I'm just going to go over the line one more time. Okay, take your time, and essentially once you get this off and you bring it to the paint store, you're going to be able to patch up that part, and I'll tell you how. So right now I've cut it off, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the box cutter. I also should have used one that's sharper. This is one that actually has a bad blade, and it's still going to work perfectly fine. So we're just going to try and get under the paper. Once we get under the paper like that, so I just got a little bit of the paper up, I can actually take that paper, check this out, and I can peel it off. Look at that. So I can take this to the paint store, and they can match the color, the paint color, perfectly using this sample, okay? You might need to go a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. Check with your local paint store, but usually this is like more than big enough. And they're going to take this, they're going to match the paint color perfectly. Once you get your matched paint color, all that you have to do over here is just apply a little bit of mud over top, a little bit of spackling compound over top, sand it smooth, and then it's going to disappear. You're going to repaint it with your matching paint color, and that's it. That is essentially how to match paint color perfectly. Very easy and simple tutorial. I've shown you exactly how to do it. Don't get a little chip of paint off the wall. Instead, get something decent that you can actually use. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.